Welcome to the Panic Button Podcast. I'm Nina. I'm Jessie.
And I should have straightened my hair. Do it again one more time.
I'm Jessie.
That's what I sound like.
I'm Jessie. I'm Jessie.
Is that what I sound like to you?
No. Maybe.
A little bit.
Anyway, you compiled 5 shorts for me to blindly react to, and that's what we're going to do.
I did this yesterday, and since I have a really terrible brain, I remember half of what I did. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Team power. Woo.
Nobody likes cis straight white people.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So like cis straight white men are at the bottom of the pole. Like they're at the top of the world.
We know.
Yeah. So right, they're top of the world, but like in like the gay culture, right? Like or the woke culture, you're at the bottom. Like nobody likes you.
Yeah.
You could be a white cis but gay man.
Right.
And then you can be white cis lesbian.
Yeah.
And then it's like the queers, black trans women at the top.
Right.
It's like we have to praise these people. And it's like, how about we're just all the same?
Yeah.
Like we're all on the same level. We're all learning about ourselves. We're all different people. Nobody has to hate anybody. Like they're trying to erase hierarchy and these system of oppressions by creating another system of oppression, hating white people, hating straight people, hating men. It doesn't make any sense. So now you have all these young kids that are cis straight white men or cis straight white women that are claiming all these other identities because they don't want to be on the bottom of the pole, right? They don't want to be hated. So they're like, just kidding. I'm not actually white. I'm Native American, like Elizabeth Warren. Like, I'm just kidding. I'm actually non-binary. So I'm like, I get like oppression points. Now I'm up here. This is what happens. You created a new system of hierarchy. Stupid.
Yeah,
like they created what they trying to erase.
It's a really good point. What does queer mean, Ariel?
What I think it should mean is anyone that's gender dysphoric or anyone that's same-sex attracted. Even though I hate the word, but I would be okay with other people using the word for that purpose. What I think it actually means now, the way people use it, is anything other than cis straight white man or cis straight white woman. Like you color your hair, you're queer. Like you have a nose ring, like and a septum piercing, and like a little bit different haircut. You cut your hair on the side, you're queer. Even though you like only like are a woman that sleeps with like.
Yeah, when I was younger, queer either meant corny or it was a slur directed at gay people. Mm-hmm. What is queer anyway? And why did it get lumped in? Isn't it just a redundant letter of our alphabet?
I thought queer was just the same as gay.
Well,
it just fell under like if you're lesbian, if you're bisexual, if you're a gay man, you could be queer.
It's an umbrella term for people who are not heterosexual or cisgender. So it's redundant.
Homosexual, yes.
Okay, well that's Looney Tunes. Why are we going to add more letters?
I thought that, remember, so LGBTQ, when the Q was first added on, everyone was like, what is it? And
now it's QIA+.
But we always thought it was questioning.
I don't even know what IA is.
Ally.
Ally?
That's what the A is.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm almost positive.
The LGBTQ plus whatever. It used to be a really good movement.
I was right.
But now the acronym has so many letters.
So according to thegayscenter.org, it's actually LGBTQQIA+.
Q? What's the other? Or questioning?
What'd I say? I thought it was questioning for the longest time, but apparently it's queer too. So it's Q squared.
Listen, I have something to say. I think we need to change our LGBTQ plus acronym because there's so many letters. We just need to change it to no cis white people. That's what we should title
I'm just going to be a lesbian.
Instead of including all these letters in this acronym, just say our movement is no cis white people. Our LGBTQ acronym is so inclusive that it accepts everyone.
Except for you.
But straight cis white people? How is this helping? Things can be so inclusive that the movement loses its meaning entirely.
I always believe that people who are corrupt will seek their way into things like that and take advantage. So, welcome to 2023. They're so hypocritical. Mm-hmm. They really have become everything they hate. So, for example, we have a TikTok now. Go check it out. But there's that whole debate of like speaking out against like something that's hateful or saying like being hateful is unfortunate is something that a Christian would say. That's so bizarre. Don't you think that's kind of hypocritical considering our entire movement was to be inclusive?
TikTok is the snowflake of all social media
I'm
platforms.
not basing anything off of it.
You know the type, right? Snowflakes. They're like Karens.
They're baby Karens. What do you mean?
Yeah. They're very sensitive. They yell a lot. They don't let you get a word in. And they're hypocritical.
Yeah. No, yeah. I guess my point is that's most of the left here. The radical left, if you want to call them that. Mm-hmm. How do you not see the own hypocrisy in a statement such as that? Doesn't everyone want to be respected and, like, not, like, hated? People are so aggressive and quick to jump from this side. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't get why. What's not happening in your life that you have the time to be so hateful?
I'll tell you one thing. In the middle of me talking, I forgot what I was talking about. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the LGBTQIA.
QQIA?
I'm gonna say it like that from now on. LGBTQIA plus.
It lost its meaning.
I didn't realize we upgraded like all the channels did. You got Disney plus. You got LGBTQIA plus.
Yeah.
Paramount plus. You know, all the premium.
I hate when that happens.
Brain fart.
Yeah, man, it just went.
I guess that's why they call it a brain fart. Because it just goes, and you're like, dude, wasn't me. What you talking about?
Well, let's move on to the next one then.
Yep.
I am a former leftist. I was taught that white people are evil, that capitalism is unjust, and that the USA is a racist country to its core.
The problem with modern day liberals is that there's nothing liberal about them. They restrict the free flow of ideas that go against their agenda. They restrict any type of speech that doesn't fall in line with whatever they're trying to push.
Sadly, I was convinced by my professors and my peers that all the people I grew up with in my hometown in South Georgia, all those deplorables and the unredeemables, they were the dumb ones. They were just the backwoods redneck idiots who put on a MAGA hat and supported white supremacy because they're too stupid to know the difference.
So I was going around to different high schools and middle schools and teaching leftist ideology, which I now know to be socialist ideology. Who is going to pay for these policies to be implemented? Why is there so much hate on the left when they are meant to be tolerant? Why are we fighting for things that have never worked in any other country?
But I see hypocrisy on the side of the right a lot. I also see hypocrisy on the side of the left a whole lot. But the problem is that if you think your side is right, then you have no open eye to
Closed-minded individual.
anything else. Mm-hmm. Henceforth, you're a detriment to your own cause. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're having an argument and you both believe that your sides are right, each of your sides are right, then you don't
Get anywhere?
Yeah, you don't
Progress.
You don't meet in the middle. You don't understand each other. It's just you're sinking your feet into the concrete and saying, no, I am not going to move. I don't care what you say. And that doesn't benefit anyone. I mean, what's the point of debate? And then what's the point of government? We can't even agree to disagree. The left has just gone so far left that I can't even see them anymore. I see it's almost like they went so far left they went back around and now they're behind the right, you know?
Mm-hmm. I pulled this one because there are a lot of conservatives that we've watched, for sure. And they make amazing points. And so if you haven't seen their content, go check it out because we very much enjoy the people we're...
This facade of marginalization and of victimhood and pushed people to believe that certain people groups are oppressing others when clearly we're all individuals and you can't sort people into identity groups and expect them to behave according to their identity group. In my opinion, that's racist.
I went to therapy for many years. In order for me to get better, me and my therapist had to work on me kind of self-reflecting in the moment whenever I was feeling upset or stressed
elevated
or
emotions.
Triggered. Yeah, anytime I felt like that, she would have me check myself, ask myself questions. Okay, what happened? Why did this trigger me into feeling this way? Let me get to the root of that. And how do I change it? How do I work on it so when these things do happen, it doesn't trigger me because the only one it's affecting is me. It's not affecting anyone else. So I need to fix this. I can't change the world. I can only change myself. So I learned that in therapy. So I think the left just needs one very intellectual therapist.
Yes.
You know, they need a therapist to kind of say, listen, y'all need to look at yourselves. You know, the right needs to do the same. Look at yourselves, look inward.
Dr. Phil Belly's trying, I think.
Yeah, I think that there is the moderate left. Those of us we were always left, You know, we
still
always
are.
had our beliefs, and they've never changed. It's just the left went way
The
far
left
that way.
changed. The left, I mean,
So
politics
we
do that.
were in the left, but then they went far left, and then we ended up in the middle.
Politics do that, and
True.
it's a shame because I'm not conservative.
Me either.
But
Not even Republican.
I agree with more conservatives today than I could agree with liberals. And I mean, like, on the street talking to someone. I would rather talk to someone who can say, oh, well, you didn't agree with me? Okay, sounds like the rest of the world, which is what they're used to, versus someone who's like, how dare you? The J.K. Rowling thing with this person. We were talking about Harry Potter. Instantly, I used to like Harry Potter, but no one was talking to you. I don't care what you like. I don't care if it offends you. It's not illegal to like Harry Potter. And so all these people going off about this dumb shit like that, it just makes no sense to me. And so I'd rather be associated with conservatives because they can have a conversation. Liberals just want to yell.
I was in the car with my mother. We were driving to the dentist, and we were talking about politics for some reason. And I was like, well, who did you vote for last election? And she said Trump. And I was like, oh, why'd you vote for Trump? She's like, I didn't trust Hillary or whatever it was, yada, yada, yada. She offered me her side. And instead of getting mad or offended, like, oh my God, she voted for Trump, because I never thought my mother was like a Republican or anything like that. I never thought that. I had no idea, that's for damn sure. And I was pretty shocked when she told me she voted for Trump. But instead of being like offended, like, gasping or getting mad or yelling, instead of that, I just asked her why. Because isn't that how it's supposed to be? Where you want to know why an opposing side that you might not agree with has the beliefs that they do. But then I thought about how a Gen Zer, one of these woke people, would respond to their mother saying that. And it wouldn't be like that.
Not normally. I mean, like I said, I had a similar conversation with my mom about the same election. Mm-hmm. She gave it to me later, and she was like, I really wish I never voted for Trump, which is speaking volumes about a relationship with politics. Because if someone who is a registered Republican can look at someone who definitely identifies more Democratic and say, I was wrong for the decision I made. I heard what you had to say, you heard what I had to say, and now I'm going to respectfully tell you I don't like what I chose to do. I have more respect for that than I do for the people screaming at me constantly. So, and that's why we associate with conservatives more.
Well, I would say...
We hold a lot more ideals.
I wouldn't say conservatives, because aren't those more like the
Well, what do you want to say?
Christians
The right?
that you're going to burn in hell because you're a homosexual?
I don't know how intense these definitions go.
I don't know.
So I guess we associate more with the right,
Associate more.
with our ideas and policies at this point, with a lot of things that matter the most at this time.
I would say I'm more middle. I would say that I don't necessarily associate completely with the right
These people are in a
or
room.
the left. That's hard.
Yeah, these people are in a room.
I'll go with the right, because I'll go to the people on the Republican side and I'll talk to them, because at least I know that they won't yell.
We're talking like lunchroom situation back in like high school.
I'd go with them, because they could calmly talk to me about their, what they believe in, and I could do the same without getting into a yelling match.
Yeah, that's why I say associate though.
The best way to determine your political party association is by looking at your beliefs and values and seeing which party lines up closest with yours. You actually should not be determining that based on which group is nicer to you, believe it or not.
Oh, okay. I don't get it. Why'd you pick that one?
I think it's a good reference for these leftists, because a lot of them don't truly believe in a lot of the things they're saying, but they want to be socially accepted. So to get people to be nice to them, they're going to identify with this political party, right? But you shouldn't do that just to get people to like you. You should do it because it's what you truly believe in. Make sense?
Well, I've noticed with the interviews on college campuses, when they ask them to defend their beliefs, they can't. They usually stumble with their words and then cry aggressively that the person who was asking the question, that question was violent, and they feel unsafe, and then they usually leave, backing out of the conversation and pretty much running away with their tail between their legs. Quite sad, I'd have to say, because if you're gonna scream and like on someone's day by being nasty because you don't believe in what they believe in, at least be able to back it up.
I keep going back to that whole, in my head, the whole concept of You got to practice what you preach a lot of the time, and people don't.
No, they don't.
If you ask
The right don't either. Don't either.
No. People. I didn't say left or right. I said people don't.
People in general.
People do not practice what they preach. And it's really sad to see because you have all these men who are identifying on the left, young guys around my age, identifying on the left, right? But you ask them what a woman is, and they don't say always a circular definition. They say, I can't answer that question. Mm-hmm. So you know what they think. You know how they feel, but they're associating with this identity because they want people to be nice to them. I guess that's why I chose that video. It's so they're being not only manipulated, but continuing the cycle by manipulating other people into believing that's how they really feel. Then they're going to get upset when their ideals don't line up anymore. It's because that's not what your morals agree with, my guy. Sorry.
If you ask women on the left what a woman is, most of them cannot answer that question. And I believe it's because they are afraid. They're afraid because women have to be included. Women have to be accepted. Women have to be in a group. You know, it's kind of like instinctual.
They're social creatures.
Instinctual, yeah, social creatures. We also need to run in a pack for safety because we're women, you know.
Run in a pack.
Sorry to tell people that biology is real, but
Picture
surprise,
just a lot of women constantly moving around.
with their heels click, 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 click. Women are naturally more sympathetic and empathetic, more agreeable, and et cetera, but they're way more willing to not say what a woman is due to fear of
Social impact.
yeah, social impact, not being included in the group, being ostracized from the group,
Getting left
and all
out.
that stuff. Yeah. Women are not very independent creatures to begin with. Some of them are, but most of them aren't. And even if they say that they're independent creatures, you can see that they're not independent based on their social interactions. How independent are you if you can't ever not hang out with your friends every day or like every other day? I'm a super boss bitch, but I can't stay home alone at night. I have to go out with my friends every single night because I can't be alone because I'm afraid to be by myself, because then I would be alone with my thoughts. I have to deal with the fact that I might be accountable for a lot of the things that I don't like about my life, and that is the scariest thing of all. In the back of their head, where they're avoiding everything, that's what they think.
Well, they're avoiding things, but I think they also don't have personalities. These people grew up online, soaking in other people's personalities and trying to be these people. So when they're left alone, they freak the out because they don't know who they are, what they want to do, and their life's falling apart. So what they do is they cling on to other people. They cling on to either friends or significant others or family, someone, so they don't feel alone because it's so scary to be alone. But why is it so scary to be alone? I was so scared of being alone, and I had a ton of shit fall apart in my life before I was like, I'm going to live by myself for a year if it kills me. And I'm getting real close to it. It's the best thing I could have done. People need to learn to be alone.
Most of these women on the left, they believe what they believe out of fear. It's not like they actually believe it. Even if they say they do, they don't. They're just afraid
Of being alone.
of being alone.
That's a woman's biggest fear. That's a woman's biggest fear.
She wants to belong to the group. I've been there.
And that's the thing, is like if a woman finds a man, though, who holds the same ideals as she does, all of a sudden that friend group, it doesn't matter if they agree with her or not. Because now she has someone who does. That's where it comes into being alone. Oh, I'm gonna sit and say this because I don't want to be alone, and so they're here for me. Oh, but then I found someone who I actually understand and get, and now I'm gonna act like this because that's actually who I am. That's the problem. Everyone here has a personality disorder, and they're just trying to be someone they're not. I'm not saying that like it's real.
You ask me what my pronouns are, I might want to stop you. I did not pay $10,000 for the...
Girl, this is how I ask people's pronouns. Awesome to meet you. Also, I'm just trying to get in a good habit of doing this, so I ask everyone, what are your pronouns? If that bothers you, that's a you problem and you got some issues to work on.
Is that really how you ask everyone's pronouns, or do you just go, what are your pronouns?
This is kind of why I'm happy that I became agoraphobic. People like this. I'm not afraid to be alone, not hang out with friends, not go out. I'm actually quite comfortable indoors. I like to go for walks and stuff like that. You know, get outside,
stroll.
Sunshine in the eyeballs, you know. It's healthy for you. Mental health. It's mental health.
Sunshine to the eyeballs. Love it.
I would just be confused if someone would ask me what my pronouns are. I would be like, what?
I'm not gonna lie, I'd actually be really upset. Nobody in my life has ever looked at me and asked my pronouns. And I'm not agoraphobic. I've always worked, in very busy areas. Nobody in my life has asked what my pronouns are because look at me.
I feel like that's a way to introduce yourself to someone in a way. The way that she introduced herself and asked the pronouns. If she were to do that to me, first of all, I would be confused. Second of all, I wouldn't answer the question because I'd be confused. Third, I would already know everything I need to know about this person. I would know that she's pretty much giving me her fear. She's saying, listen, I am so afraid of offending you, Miss Stranger, person. I'm so afraid of hurting your feelings because we have to nerf the world that I'm going to ask you what your pronouns are. Because I'm very, very afraid of hurting your feelings. Because I don't think you can handle it, and it might really trigger you into a meltdown. I would see that person as someone who is afraid.
Well, I don't have the same take on it, personally.
Oh, but that's what I would see. I would be like, okay, number 1,
Yes.
brainwashed. Number 2, can't think for themselves. Number 3, you're afraid of everything.
So in like a company situation, when you're like in a meeting and they're like, okay, everybody state your name and your pronouns, that's fear every single time. Because they don't want to get sued. They don't want anyone to do anything stupid. That's fear. This, I believe, if you're from Gen Z, is instead a prompt. Hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm going to tell you right now, by asking you what your pronouns are, that I use not the pronouns you're going to want to use for me.
I am easily offended.
So if I come up to you and I go, hi, my name is Jessie and I use they, them pronouns, you look at me and you go, okay, this girl wants me to call them they, them. Sure, I guess I'll do it so I don't hurt her feelings. That's what's happening. And you're telling them, hey, fair warning, you up, I'll get mad at you. You better ask my pronouns back. That's social, that's woke PC bull.
Which
That's
just makes them a liability to the company because they could just turn right around and sue your ass
And
for
that's why
some
I say.
stupid thing.
So, like, if you're in a business place or if you're out in public, you'll do it because you don't want to deal with it. Like, you just don't want to deal with the other side effects.
I don't even play into that BS. I don't even play their game or buy into their delusion. I just call them by their name. If they want to call themselves Rat as a name, I'll call them Rat. But I'm using your name. I'm not using your pronouns because the people that get upset about pronouns drive me crazy.
That is the biggest problem. That's why I say, like,
yeah.
I know. I already know.
Did you check the camera just one?
Yeah.
I got paranoid.
I get it.
Paranoia. Paranoia.
We should probably wrap it up, though.
Paranoia. Butterflies in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. No, I'm kidding. Like, subscribe.
So, yeah, do the thing. Ring the bell. We have a TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Rumble.
And share our video. Video.
Yeah, we're here. You better do something with it.
We're here. We're queer. Get used to it.
But not in the aggressive way. We gotta count it out.
3, 2, 1.